Hey y'all, alrighty, we are back, and like I said before, we're getting this fuel pump out. I don't think this one's ever been out before. I think this one's been kind of, I can, I think we're very close to getting this fuel pump out. If you have questions about anything I've done here, just go back and see part one, okay? But I will say this, a little warning. If you're thinking of doing this here, I would probably think twice. Be very, when I say that is just a safety issue here. I mean, I cut this out with an angle grinder and then a sawzall, reciprocating saw. So as you can imagine, there's sparks flying. Now, if you see right here, I've got a fire extinguisher. I've got the water hose turned on and sitting here ready and waiting. I even had the battery unhooked on the truck for quite some time. But if you have any reservations about not doing it like this, that's fine. You do your way, okay? If you want to do it this way, that's fine. That's up to you. It's your call to make. If you don't, that's fine too. Some folks would prefer to remove the bed. I don't really have the manpower or the resources to remove the bed. Some folks would rather drop the tank. I've done that too. However, I've weighed my options, and this seems like the best option for me. So there you go. Okay, here we go. All right. Yep, there we are. Lock ring is off, and it's all in one piece. It's in pretty good shape. Needs a little cleaning, but I think it'll be fine otherwise. Let's blow off some dirt and rust. Keep all of that from falling in the tank. So I've got my electrical hookup unhooked. I've got my pressure line. I've got the vent line unhooked. This has the returnless system, so it doesn't have a return line. Now your older trucks, like your 93, 92, all of those, they have a return line. This does not. Now, this thing's going to look a little weird to you, so don't be surprised. Now, this thing will hold a lot of fuel in this little bucket. I call it a bucket. It's this part right here, okay? It holds a lot of fuel in there, so you've got to get the fuel out, but the fuel will just kind of ease out, drain out. Okay? Alright, we're going to kind of start tipping it up. Alright, I'm going to pause this. This is going to take a few minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I'm got just about all the fuel drained out of this. Probably still a little bit left. There's just like dripping a little bit out. This vent piece here is going to come out, so gotta be careful with it. Kind of massage everything, Of course, like I said before, this is, older plastic, so you gotta be careful. And just take your time and be patient with it. So, I think I'm going to get a smaller tip screwdriver. I'll be right back. Okay, you see I got the screwdriver of this smaller tip down in there pretty good. Jeez, I got it in there. Okay, this comes with a new grommet for this thing, but it doesn't. Strangely, you'd think it comes with a new vent. It does not. Jeez. All right. This is a rollover valves. That's what that is. Like I said, it comes with a new grommet. I'm going to go get it and see if it is the right size. Now, when you get one of these out, make sure that yours, see how that tip is sticking out when that's this way? And you turn it over and it goes back in. Make sure yours is free and loose like that. All I'm doing to get this off is I'm just going to use my thumbs, push it down, get it off of there. Probably because I'm a hoarder, I'm not going to throw it away. Wow, that just like, look at that. That takes nothing. Okay. Alrighty. Well, okay, we're not using the new one. We're just going to use the old one, even though I did stab it with the screwdriver. So, there we go. Going back there with the old one, the old grommet, which is just fine. It's still pretty pliable. It's not rock hard or nothing. It may be a little difficult, though, to get it in there, but I think it'll do just fine. So, just wiping off some of the dirt and filth and everything. So, there we go. Got that done. That's the new gasket that goes on the body of this. So, now I'm going to be putting this on there. So I'm going to get a little dielectric grease put in here and make it a little bit easier for this to go in there. I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the new gasket. I'm just going to put it in here, and then I'm going to put the rollover valve in that. Okay. That went really easy. Smear some dielectric grease on this. Just a nice little lubricant to help it get in there. Oh wow, okay. That just went right in there. All right. Whoops. Okay, now remember earlier I said I was talking about this arrow up here on the top of this and how it corresponds with a notch or a thing on the tank. This has an arrow on it too. Yeah, not as noticeable, but it is what it is. And when you turn both arrows, you see, turn both arrows the same way, you see that the fuel sending units are pointed in opposite directions. Okay, I hope this is going to work. Let's see, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, wait. This may actually work. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have the arrow pointed in the right direction, so. I just hope this doesn't get hung up on the side of the fuel tank, the float. I think I found the reason why my fuel gauge isn't working. And I'll show you something here. All right, see how this all nice and smooth? Okay, look at this one. It's like got this foam like material, and when I squeeze it I can feel gas coming out of it. I push my thumbnail into it, I can feel the gas coming out, so something to think about. Okay, one more thing while we're back here. These gaskets, they are not the greatest in the world. I've had some of them, but they are just really, really terrible. Okay, that one fits around that pretty good. I'm not going to throw the old one away because, you know, hey, you saw what happened with the grommet. So I'm not throwing the old one away. Just go ahead and get it off of here. Here we go. Set that guy over to the side. All right. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and put the fuel pump in the tank, the whole pump assembly there. Get that all done. And let me get up here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've been looking where the arrow is up here on the top of the assembly, and it looks like it's going to work out really well. The float is going to be in line with the tank. The fuel tank goes back and forth, front to rear, not side to side, so it shouldn't have any problems there. So here we go. I went ahead and made sure this down here, made sure that was all nice and clean. So just want to make sure your pump arm's nice and free, or your float, sending unit float is nice and free. Just slowly, gently lower it down in there. Okay. Alrighty. Looks out of place there with all that dirty fuel tank all the way around it. But I'm going to take a little dielectric grease here all the way around on this gasket. the gasket down there's got this lip. I'm trying to get it all in there. Okay, this ain't working. Yeah, this ain't working. Okay, I tried to give it every opportunity. This is what usually happens though. These aftermarket grommets and gaskets, for these fuel pumps, they don't always work out very good. So I'm going to go back to the old one and just saw it here a minute ago. Oh boy, isn't that the way? There's all kinds of gas in that fuel pump right there. Okay, the old one is back there. Be right back. I'm sorry. Okay. Now I've got this old grommet off of the old pump on here, so let's try this again. Usually with the old grommet, I don't have a lot of trouble with them. I think that gasket's going to work right there. Okay. That's kind of par for the course for these aftermarket gaskets, these aftermarket grommets. Now to get this nut on here, you've got to get the edge underneath this piece here, okay? This is a filter and pressure regulator, okay? And once you get it under there, the pump wants, the whole assembly wants to come back out. But you can just work it. There we go. Oh man, the gasket's worked its way out. It popped up. The whole assembly popped up there. Gotta feed it back in there. Good grief. Ah, there we go. I heard that. That's what I was looking for. That pop. It just goes down in there. A couple of thuds, really. But anyway. It's a fiddly mess. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. I'll be right back. Okay, I know this thing's running really long, but this is what I had to do. I had to get this, I had to pry this out of its grommet in there. And it just hooks to the fuel line right there. And the problem was that this was keeping the nut here cocked to one side and causing it to cross thread. So I had to come in here and I had to do something where I wasn't going to have this thing cross threading all to hell. So all right, I've got to get, I'm going to use my hammer and now let's see, I use two hammers. Oh wait, wrong way. Gotta tighten it up. So I think we're getting tight. You can hear the, yeah, it's tight. Oh, for more information for you, put the gasket into the tank first and then slide, you know, make sure the gasket is fully seated into the tank first, then slide your pump in. Okay, that's a better way to do that. And then of course, if you do go this route and pry this out, just be sure to give it a little push and push it back in. Okay, there we go. All right. Now this grommet, the towels here just keep me from cutting my hands up. Okay. So this little clip, I said grommet, but it's a clip, just goes on to the pump. I got it off the old pump, and I just took a couple of small screwdrivers and got it off. Okay. Or got it off of the nipple there. Okay. Yeah, I know, a lot of innuendo there. So anyway, these usually have a O-ring inside of them that seals them to the nipple there. Okay. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's fully seated. We're gonna all right, there we go. There's that. Okay. All right, electrical connections hooked back up. Alrighty. Now, I'm going to leave you all back here and let you all listen to this and see if it does anything, okay? So you all tell me if it does something, all right? Be right back. Or I'm going to go try to start it. fuel gauge is trying to work a little bit. Let's see if it'll start. Alrighty, I think we can finally call this a win. Wow. And my gas gauge is back. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, alrighty. Sounds pretty good to me. But so now I gotta take those two panels. I gotta take that brace, weld some tabs onto it, put it back in there, bolt it in, and then that panel back there that I cut out of the floor, I gotta do the same thing. So if you want to catch that, that'll be in part 3. Okay, thank you. God bless.